fancy meeting you here. How you doing? My name is Els. This is Beema's Crafty Corner, and today we're going to do something that I normally would never do. But it's the most popular way of doing this, so we're going to do it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make some hidden paper clips, and I finally found one that I can live with. And the ones that we're going to do are going to be like tabbed at the top so that you can use them on the side or top of your pages. So they're going to be a little bit tabbed here at the top. So you can see this doesn't go all the way down. See, it sticks up. And that is because we just made it a little longer than it needed to be. But it is longer on one side than it is on the other. I don't know if you guys can tell that, but here's one side and here's the other. So it's about a half an inch, I'd say. Yeah, about a half inch longer on one side than it is the other. And we're going to go ahead and make these today. So I'm going to get out a bunch of supplies and then we're going to get started. Okay? I know I'm not usually into this kind of a paper clip, but it was requested, so we're going to do it. I'll be right back. I grabbed up a bunch of supplies. And we're going to talk about all of them. So let's start with this one. We're ink and a dauber. This is entirely up to you. But if you're using paper that is white on one side, you may want this just to keep it from showing on the edges. A pair of scissors could be helpful here. You don't really need a bone folder or anything like that. This can all be done by hand, but you can, of course, certainly use a bone folder if you choose to. And we're going to be using a heavier glue today. I'm going to be using my 3-in-1 as opposed to my art glitter glue because I want this to be stronger. I have some cardstock and some paper, some scrapbook paper. We're going to be using pieces of that today. And our paper trimmer, obviously. But we're also going to use some trombones. Now, you know, I don't like these paper clips, and I have a very good reason for that. And that is that a paper clip is really just a spring. And so if you put stress on this, you push the points towards the paper. And so if you're trying to pull this off, you could tear your paper. But this paper clip is totally enclosed. So we're going to be using trombones today. Weird, right? You could certainly use the owls if you have them. You could, by all means, use the owls. It'll work with these as well, but just a little extra moving things around, okay? You don't need to use the small one, the large ones. You could use small ones for this. You can use any size you have. And let's see, anything else? And then, of course, you know, whatever you want to decorate. All right? So I'm going to move everything. We're going to come back. I'm going to get the paper set up. We're going to get started trimming. And we shall get these done. I'll be right back. Okay. I like to start with paper clips that are as flat as possible. If you got to use them, flat as possible. All right. And then I'm going to cut some strips. And this one, I think I'm going to cut at about 1 3/4. Okay. And then this one, and about 2, 1 1/2. And let's cut this one. This one will be interesting. Again, I think I'm going to go about 1 3/4, 1 1/2 here. Well, let's split the difference, shall we? Okay. All right. So let's get the trimmer out of the way, and we've got our 3 pieces. We'll get started making our 3 paper clips. I'll be right back. Now that we have our strips, we're going to fold these in half, but not all the way. Okay. This one. Okay, then we're going to take our paper clips and we're going to put the short side on the short side and the long side on the long side. Okay, short side on short side, long side on long side. Then we're going to fold up to that point, to that little piece. Okay. So now we have a piece that looks like this. Here's our paper clip. That's our folded piece. We're going to bring this piece up. Okay. So this is the short side. We're going to bring this up. Okay. One more time. Short side, fold up to it. Okay. Now, the next fold, we're going to take this flap and bring it down. Now, if you want to leave a little tab on the top, then fold it. Here's my fold over here. Let me zoom the camera in so we can all see this. Okay, so here's my paper clip. This is the piece that I folded back. Okay, that's my short side. I folded my short side back. Let me get this stuff out of the way. Short side, folded it up. Okay, then I'm going to fold that flap down. And what I've done is I've left myself about 1/2 inch between the top of my paper clip. So here's the top of my paper clip. Here's my fold. Okay, so can you see that difference? Fold that down. Now, I'm going to take this part and I'm going to fold it up. Bring this back. Fold it up to the paper clip. So here's my end of my paper clip and here's my fold. I'm going to bring it all the way up. Now, I can take this off right there. About 1 inch. Fold that down. Okay. Alright, so let's do this again and hopefully I can do it on camera. So, paper, right side up, fold it over, leaving a tail on one side. Short side of paper clip on short side of paper. Then I'm going to fold that short flap over. Turn it over, and I'm going to bring this down. Now, in bringing this down, I'm leaving a little bit. Here's my fold. Here's the top of my paper clip. So you see that little bit. Okay? Then I'm going to take the long flap and I'm going to bring it up to the paper clip. Press it down. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. Now this one's cardstock, so I cut it a little bit below because this flap will cover it. Okay? One more time. This one's paper, like that one. So, fold it in half, not quite all the way, fold it all the way up. Then on this side, bring that flap over, leaving about 1/2 inch. So let me go ahead and I'm going to ink this just so you can see. See where that is? See where the top of my paper clip is. Bring that over, then bring this one up to the paper clip, and then you're going to take that off. All right. So now we've got all of that done. When I come back, we're going to ink this all up and get it put together. I'll be right back. All right. So now, here they are. They're opened back up. I'm going to take off the paper clips. Okay? And then if it's colored inside, I'm not going to worry too much about it, but if it's white like this, I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of ink on the inside. This will keep it from being glaringly white inside. So just the edges is all I really need to do. Okay. I don't really need to do these. If I want to, I could do just the edge right here, just to get rid of that white line on the edge. But I don't really need to go in like I did with the white one. Now, if you want to round some corners on this to soften it up, now would be the time to do that. Let me grab my corner rounder. So any place that it folds, I'm going to round a corner. This one doesn't really need it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just because it will reduce a little bit of the bulk. So any place I have a sharp corner, I'm going to go ahead and round it. All right, and then if I need to, I can touch that up. So when you look at this, you only have one hump, so to speak. If you put the right side down, that's where your paper clip goes. Okay. Straightening out my folds. I'm going to go ahead and round this one. There's a lot of places to round on these, okay? All right, so now that I have them all rounded, I have them inked. We're going to put our paper clip back on, and it's pretty obvious where the paper clip goes and how it goes, because you have one that's long and one that's short. So let's just put those back on, long side, short side. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start gluing these up. This is why I'm using a heavier glue. So the first thing we're going to do is glue down the short side. Hopefully my glue will cooperate. It'll take it a minute to run down the bog of eternal stench. Now, can you use hot glue? Yeah, you probably could, but the thing with hot glue is that it comes apart. We don't want it to come apart, right? No, we don't want it to come apart. There's only a little bit of glue in here, and I made the mistake of standing my bottle upright. It's getting there. Okay. Glue. Fold it down. Then we're going to glue the long side. It is definitely time to get a new bottle of glue. Glue up the long side. Yep. Glue in my flap. There we go. All right, and then we're going to bring this flap down. I suppose you could use your regular glue on this if you want to, on that part. Okay, again, we're going to glue the short side. Down. Making sure it's straight. Then we're going to glue down this little flap. Or we could glue this one. It's up to you. We'll go this way first. At this point, it doesn't really matter. Okay, extra glue in the middle. Here we go. Ready? Flap. Flap. I'm going to do it one more time. Short side first. Glue down flap. Glue down longer flap. Whoop. Close up glue before you get glue booger. Let me get a new bottle of this out. All right, we're going to let these dry. When we come back, we're going to take a look. Be right back. So once these have completely dried, you can come in here and you can decorate them any way that you want. Let's find something to put on here, shall we? All right, so we'll put this little picture of somebody's grandma on here. Let's see. Look at this little round thing. All right. So we need to make sure that we've got the top, which is up here. And I'm decorating the short side. You can decorate, however you want. We're going to open a new bottle of glue because that bottle hates me. It does. It hates me. So let's put a little bit of glue on here. I don't know if this is going to work. We're testing it. It's a new glue. New for me anyway. It's Aleene's Clear Gel Tacky Glue. I'm not a big fan of Aleene's for paper crafting. But, we're going to give it a shot. How bad can it be, right? It could take forever to dry. But we're going to go ahead and put that on there. And what else? What else can we put on here? What else should we put on here? Anybody? Anybody got an idea of what we could put on here? Let's put... Let's put a label on there. What should we put? I don't know. There's really, these don't have a lot of, you know, Here we go. We'll use this one. All right. So you basically decorate these things up. And then once they're dry, get that out of the way. Once they're dry, you can add them to your journal. And because, you know, the higher you go, the bigger this is going to stand out. So this could be on the top or on the side, all right? However you want to add it in. If you're going to be doing these as a make-ahead, I would use just like this kind of paper, just some tea-dyed paper, and that way, you know, they're a base color, and then decorate to add more to them. But that's it. That's all I have for you today. If you're new here, push the button. Why not, right? It doesn't hurt you, but it helps out my algorithm a lot. Check out my community tab as well as my Facebook group. You're going to find lists there that tell you everything that I've got going on, all my videos coming out, all that kind of things, you know, free classes, whatnot. And you could also go check out my Ko-Fi for some free digitals, or slide on into my Patreon. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.